Welcome back to Cripple Couch Talk, everybody. I'm Brett. This is Zach. Obviously, Zach's had a few changes since the last time you've seen him. This is Cripple Couch Talk. If you liked our last Cripple Couch Talk, or if you like this one, hit the click the like and subscribe and all that.
Do the thing. Subscribe to us.
You can also check our podcast out on like iTunes, Spotify. Anchor.
Anywhere you can listen to a podcast, pretty much, you can listen to us.
See,
just look up Cripple Couch
this,
Talk.
Man. See?
So.
What do you thought? So, but back to Zach looking all funky over here.
Yeah, I took a beating since the first one.
Yeah.
I was already beat up on the first Cripple Couch Talk.
Yeah, but now you're really beat up. Yeah.
I went in
but you're on the mend. That's good.
Yeah, I'm getting back on the. It's going to make for an epic comeback once I get my body right.
True. Yeah, we got a few haters out there already on Instagram giving you shit. But they'll.
Yeah, people were like, I thought you went in there for elbow surgery. I was like, I did. I went in there for a tricep surgery, and I found out that I was like 75% low on blood, and I had internal bleeding and all this other stuff. So.
I got to see his guts. I got to get all
up in
his guts.
Up in those guts.
Yeah, I went and saw him in the hospital, and you had...
they told me I had a hernia, but you can live with a hernia.
What they do, like put a tube down your throat or something? Or
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I get on Instagram because I talked to you like...
It was kind of freaking me out.
Dude, we got Tommy here. Forget about Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy was there. It's kind of freaking me out, honestly, because like when right when they gave me my pain meds, like they shot me up my IV, they took me down for the surgery, and they're about to like give me the anesthesia. So Tommy was there. I was like, no, hold on, like don't put me under because I just now did my pain meds. Like I'm not going to come back. I'm already missing blood. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta chill out. Like so, I was getting kind of nervous. But it's weird is I left out of the hospital with less blood than when I went in there with. But they let me go.
Somebody owes you some blood, right?
But they let me go because like my body produced like 0.2 liters on its own or something like that.
Okay.
So
I still want to go talk to his doctor. We talked about this earlier. I still believe there might be some other things going on. We'll see. Hopefully not, but make sure. We'll find out, I guess.
I think I might be heading to the hospital right after this Cripple Couch.
Yeah, no lie. He's got me a little worried. Like right before we fired this bad boy up, he's like, "Yeah, you probably want to take me to the hospital." And
how's it looking?
Like his arms getting a little bigger, so we might be completely different next week. We'll see. Yeah.
The beginning of the H goes whoop.
Yeah.
It's ovaled out.
It's definitely capital H right now.
It's hurting.
Sure.
It's hurting. Even if I elevate it, it's kind of hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. We're good.
Yeah, we'll get through this and we'll get you. If you decide to pass out, just let me know.
Yeah, if I pass out, get my time.
We'll end this thing. Yeah.
And that is the end of Cripple Couch Talk.
For tonight, folks.
Hey, kill Zach.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do this every week. So
every week. Next week we will have Mildred on the Cripple Couch Talk. She is a fellow. Actually, she's an old client of mine. She used to come to CrossFit Uncontested, let me train her. She's
smoking hot too. First time I ever seen Mildred was I was playing wheelchair rugby, and I was just like in the game, you know, just like wheeling around hitting people, and I turned around and I put a lick on this beautiful girl, and I felt so bad. I was like, my mom raised me better than to put a lick on a girl like that. So, but Mildred will be here, so we'll get a girl's point of view on.
She's a G, and she has some funny stories. No lie, she has some funny Cripple stories.
She's pretty funny. I see her on Instagram.
Yeah,
she's pretty funny. Check her out. I don't know what her Instagram is, but
let's look it up real quick. Can I look up?
Yeah.
Instagram real quick. Okay, here we go. We're gonna look up Mildred's Instagram real quick. As I'm doing this, you keep on talking.
Yeah, y'all go at her, but yeah, we're wanting to get like more perspective. So like, if you got any topics that you want us to hit up on, put us a comment, hit Zach up, hit me up on Instagram, whatever.
Okay, her Instagram handle is Mills. So it's 3 M's, 1 I, 1 L, 3 Z's.
It's easy enough, right?
Yep. So the M's and the Z's are the one that's tripled. Mills.
Tell me to do his editing magic. Put that.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Give her a follow. Give her a follow. She's a good. She's honestly a good girl, man. Like she was a G. When she first came to the gym, she lit up the gym instantly right when she rolled in. Like she did not have the attitude of a normal like girl. I feel like in a wheelchair, she like had her mind wide open to where most people I get come through the doors were kind of like down, out, sad. Mildred was like happy, and then she kind of went through a little like dark phase, and then she pulled back out of it again. So, I mean, I can't wait till she gets on here and tells her story. So, shout out to Mills.
I think a lot of people go through that when they first get hurt. They kind of go through like like a dark phase, I guess you'd say, and kind of go through some shit and kind of figure out kind of where you are, you know.
Yeah, I gotta give myself pep talks all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You ever have you gotten down that? Have you?
Oh yeah, like I probably like when I first got hurt, I had like a pretty good support system. So
that's killer. That's major. Right?
That's a big thing. But then I got older, went off to college, and it's like, oh shit, what do I do with my life? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I got a lot of shit to figure out. Plus, I'm crippled.
That's a hard one, dude.
And it becomes depressing because it's like, man, I can't go dig ditch. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have the ability.
You cannot get a labor job.
Yeah, I can't go.
I always thought.
Well, even like McDonald's, it's hard. Like I can't like get burned fries on my legs and can't reach the stove and all that
There's
stuff.
A bunch of stuff people don't realize.
You just can't do. Yeah. And then everybody thinks that I know we kind of touched on this last time. Everybody thinks we get some big like $2,000 check or something a month. You know, like most of us cripples, for all you able-bodied people out there, we don't get paid jack. You know,
not enough to live.
And then if you do get a job, you get like bumped down. You know, you think you get the money in that, and it's like no, it's not the case at all. Yeah, it's on the other.
And it's something low too. It's like $15,000 a year.
Yeah, it is.
It's something like that.
It's nothing.
It's
you
like
can't want
something ridiculously low.
Yeah.
Like how can you survive? I know I can't survive on $15,000.
Most people can't. Yeah, most
like,
people have like side gigs or under table stuff. You know, everybody's
me
got
and my
something
dog couldn't live off that.
No.
Like straight with gas and food, dude, that would add up so fast.
Ferg's hungry too.
Yes, he's a big dog.
Yeah.
Ferg's hungry. He is a big dog, man.
He's a very big dog.
Yeah,
definitely.
Shout out Ferg.
Yeah, shout out to Ferg. I did some mid earlier. Let's see here. One thing that was cool, going back to kind of like your interesting, was like seeing the support that kind of came out. There's like you were telling me there you're training people like in the hospital. You said
shout out to like, Yessie, man. Yeah, this girl I train, man. She's honestly a badass. Like, dude, she's a real good friend of mine, Yesenia. She came in. She was like, man, I feel like working out, and I was like, well, let's go. Like, what you waiting on? She was like, for real? And I was like, we got plenty of room because it was a big ass hospital.
It was a big room. Yeah, it was nice.
It was huge. Yeah. So it was probably like one of the worst hospitals to go to for this surgery, but it was probably the best hospital room I could have got.
Yeah.
So I was willing to give and take a little.
Right.
Give and take.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. So did that, trained her and killed her, and then I just thought that was cool. Like I thought that was my Rocky moment. You know, like a nurse came in to give my lunch, and I was like, "Don't step on her. Let's go.
Don't give her water.
You owe me 30. You owe me 30.
You're my nurse, not her nurse."
And so they had like nurses come in there filming it and stuff like that. That's pretty
funny.
Cool.
That's funny.
They let me do my thing though. Nurses didn't say jack shit.
Yeah.
No.
What was your buddy from? What was his name? What was his name?
Luke.
Luke.
Oh
Luke.
yeah, one arm Luke.
Luke's pretty cool. Luke's pretty cool dude. Tell us about Luke. Yeah.
Man, Luke is. He actually, what's weird about that is he actually, I don't know the name of our disability, but we actually had the exact same disability.
Okay, I didn't know that, so you didn't tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Luke, when you told me, no offense to Luke, but I think you said that when he was there, is that you said Luke looks like he's photoshopped.
He looks like he's photoshopped out, right?
And I was like, before he showed up, I was like trying to imagine that, and then he pulled in, I was like, oh,
he looks like he's
exactly
legit. Yeah, dude, like his chest cavity, everything is probably this big.
He was saying we didn't have like a clavicle or like
pretty
much everything here. He does.
Yeah, he's like missing like a lung. It's weird. And that dude is a G. He goes on like he lived in Hawaii for like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, nice.
And he would always post like videos of him going on hikes.
Yeah.
Like lifting weight in his backyard. He was a G. Like he was the original like one arm single arm amputee that was like doing CrossFit at the time. And then it was after Luke, it became Logan Aldridge.
Yeah.
And then Logan Aldridge had like a little bit more arm than Luke because Luke's kind of missing half his body.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
But that little bit of nub right there adds a big difference. So like we got Logan Aldridge on the scene. I thought he was never going to be beat, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, let's speak of that. So if you were the ultimate cripple, what would your disability be? If you were to be like the ultimate cripple, like like some sports like wheelchair rugby, there's like certain disabilities that have the advantage over others. Same thing like wheelchair basketball, like amputees. Like if you were to build like
there's no like there's no like badass athletes.
Yeah.
I know like superhero athletes. Like I swear, like Casey Ackrey is the most underrated adaptive athlete I've ever
I don't even
seen.
know who that is.
You don't even know who it is.
So,
he snatches like 300 pounds with one arm.
That sounds like pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, and this dude like from Brazil named Victory has like his arm like in a sling at all times.
Okay.
He literally snaps his hips the fastest I've ever seen anybody in my life.
That's impressive.
Like if I had legs, I'd want his legs.
You'd have his legs.
Man, dude, he's a G. Like, and then I love giving dudes shout out like this because like I don't get to do it on my. I don't know if I forget about it on my page, but I do like all their stuff.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like I know a few people hit me up on Instagram, like checking up on you, like because they saw we did a podcast and like, hey, it's exactly right, you know, and it was kind of cool to see that. But like, do you have like people that you look up to, like on Instagram? You know, like who are the people that like you're looking up to? That's like, man, y'all get my blood pumping every day to go do whatever.
Oh, dude, I got tons. Honestly, my main two are Josh Bridges. Josh Bridges, which he's a CrossFit Games athlete. Shout out Josh Bridges. I watch his podcast. He does a podcast a week too. And not a podcast, but he has like a YouTube series. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
So I love watching his YouTube channel and Girth Brooks on Instagram.
Girth Brooks.
Yeah, Girth Brooks. Yeah, I know.
Brooks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Evan
awesome.
Rutledge, but he does Olympic weightlifting and like back squats, front squats, like in his living room. And I'm not talking about like regular back squats and front squats. I'm talking about like 700 pounds.
Oh, jeez.
Front squats, like for reps, dude. This dude is a G in his living room. Like it's right next to his fireplace. That's who originally made me want to get a home gym, dude. Because I was like, this dude is grinding in his house. There's no reason I can't buy some equipment and just start slow, like build slow. I don't see why everybody doesn't do that, especially if you have like gym anxiety.
It's pretty cheap too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like a lot of disabled people are afraid to work out.
Or
I was that way
it's
at first.
Scary.
Yeah, before I got into CrossFit, I mean, I'd go to like I lived in apartments, so I'd go to like the apartment gym, or you know, find a gym that was like not a lot of people went to just to go there, because it wasn't that I was like afraid. I couldn't do it. I didn't want people to see me. You know, it's kind of like that deal.
Yeah.
And then once I got into CrossFit, I was like, who gives a shit? Like, we're all here to work out, and like we all suffer together. So it's like,
see, I started real
plus
young.
it's safer too.
Yeah. See, I started real young. Like I started like training real young. Like I was a personal trainer. My first job really. So I was a personal trainer at Fitness Connection. But before that, like I kind of gained the respect of like all the lifters because I was there every day, dude. And you know, like. You know how you got the dude you look up to at the gym, and then like you kind of like ask them to work out one day, you kind of join on with them and stuff like that. Then you become like, okay, now you know how to lift weights for real. Yeah. It's kind of like that. I feel like everybody should go through that though. I feel like that's like the best thing.
It's growing phase. Yeah,
that's like the coolest phase in the gym is because you don't know what you're doing. You're like looking at all these other dudes, so you're like getting ideas from, but you don't want them to see like you stealing their stuff.
Right.
And then you kind of build up the nuts to be like, hey man, like what supplements you take, or what do you eat on a daily basis, or whatever. You kind of like crack that, like break the ice or whatever.
Yeah. That's one thing cool about social media is that you can reach out to like those, those guys that are doing crazy shit,
Oh yeah, there's tons.
And get that information.
Like I said, there's
and in
tons.
our world, that's even more because like when you're disabled, that's hard info to find, It's real hard info from A to Z.
Yeah.
That's one thing
man.
I'd like to start covering on this is not just working out stuff, like everything.
Yeah, every aspect of life. Yeah,
the future, what's to come with medicine, everything. I want to get it all. So,
do you think you will be walking in your lifetime ever again?
Man,
even mechanically.
Here's one thing. Yeah, so here's one thing I think might happen. Right. So I feel like we're crippled right now. Right. I feel like one day we might not be able to use our own legs, but they might have like
jacks,
like some robot legs, but like those exoskeleton deals, but like real badass. So we might be like one day like football players again. Like they'll just retire like the like regular human able-bodied people from playing
I think
football.
I deserve it, dude.
Yeah, because they're talking about brain chips. Like we can get concussions now all day long and just get this brain chip in there, and we'll just have like Google information tapped in our brains.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, I know it sounds like some crazy shit, but
brain chips sounds like
brain
something you do to a dog.
It does not. Well, they probably started with dogs. Yeah, but it's coming out onto the people. It's the real thing.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot where we're going, but we're talking about brain chips now. We're talking about Tommy.
No, we are actually. I kind of wanted to lead into about we were talking about DMV and
driving stuff.
Yeah, and how hard or how most handicaps I know don't even know this big rule is you're not supposed to pay tax title license on a vehicle if you're crippled.
Yeah, so that's kind of like that's what I do for a living. I sell wheelchair accessible vans. If you need something, let me know. If you need to roll around grandma or grandpa, whatever. If you just want a van, you can roll your lawnmower in. Just don't matter. But so most states you don't have to pay any sales tax on your vehicle. It's an exemption.
Is that anybody with
so
handicap?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all the states, but I know in Texas for sure. If you were to purchase a vehicle that's going to be used for a person with a disability 80% of the time or more, then you can be tax exempt. So you and I don't know how your driver's license is, but on the back of my driver's license it says like
hand controls,
automatic transmission, applicable vehicle device, all that stuff. If you have that, then you don't need a doctor's signature on the form, but if you do,
I've even seen people get $1,000 towards the down payment of their car just because the truck or the car doesn't have hand controls in it yet.
Well, so
if they know you're going to get hand controls, then they'll like knock $1,000 off your down payment.
Yeah, so most domestic car companies, if you buy a new car with them, have a mobility rebate program that'll pay you up to $1,000 to get hand controls. You can get hand controls. A lot of places nowadays are kind of sticklers. Because I work in this business, I won't get into all the details of that, but you might need to be trained by certain people to get them done. There's other outlets out there. I know a lot of people have a set of portables. You can get those on Amazon for a couple $100. Those are great. I don't use those every day to drive, but I do have a set that I use for work and for travel. That's another thing, traveling while you're driving. You can get like Hertz and Enterprise to put hand controls in cars, but I've showed up to places to
and just got them to do it right there.
No, I've shown up and they're like, oh, I've set it up to where they get hand controls. Then I get there and they don't have a vehicle with hand controls. So that's why you need to bring portables. So get on Amazon if you're a cripple and get you a set of portable hand controls. Don't get the plastic ones. Always get metal.
Yeah.
I
got a set of metals.
Yeah, the metal ones are really good. A lot of people drive with them all the time. Like I know Justin drives with them all the time. But Justin, Selvin. Okay. We got to get into Selvin's hand controls. So don't do this, but it works for him.
It's like a little rope that hangs off the steering wheel.
Yeah. So he gets like a dowel rod and he drilled like a hole in the end of it, and he's got like shoelaces and he just ties it to the pedals, and it works great. I've actually seen it. It's kind of ingenious. So if you're real broke and you want to be ingenious, and you can cut the rod to length, so you custom.
I never knew he had his stuff set up like that.
Yeah. He showed us, selling. He's always got a new car, so he's driving something.
Dang, he is riding in style all the time for real. He's like OG.
He is, yeah.
Tommy, how was your week?
It was good. Maybe just forget about everything I did this week.
Man.
Called him out.
The week's just starting, so I mean.
Right?
Yeah.
You mowed the lawn this week.
Yeah, it's only Monday.
It's Monday, yeah.
Yeah, today I mowed the lawn.
Well, since last.
It's a hot day to mow the lawn.
Couch talk.
No.
Have you done anything exciting since then? Like I've, dodged death a couple times. Yeah.
I went to the hospital to go visit you.
That was cool. You had fun?
Lots of fun. And nothing really. Just kind of hung out this weekend with my nieces.
That's cool.
We just laid down and watched stupid scary movies. Scary movies that aren't even scary. They were just so dumb we had to stop.
Them are the best ones.
Yeah.
No, I hate them.
What?
I can't watch.
Like Chucky's and.
No. Something like new stupid stuff. Something called Lullaby where.
Oh, I've seen it.
They catch you because they literally snap a baby's neck right at the beginning of the movie and throw it off a cliff.
Oh my god.
The rest of the movie's stupid. It has nothing to do.
I think any movie about a social media killer. Immediately off my radar. Like I'm never watching that. Like if you're picking your victims off social media or a social media like website is killing you or whatever, like instantly not watching it. That's the stupidest thing ever.
You're over it, huh?
Yes. Can't stand it. Oh, he's got a lot of subjects here, people.
Well, some of these we'll get into next week. So I feel like they're.
Oh.
Yeah, Zach just hits me up today. He's like, "Hey, let's do a podcast." I'm like, "Sure, we got this."
I figured it was like every Monday thing.
We got this. Okay, well, I'll know.
I feel like it was every Monday thing. We just ride it out like that because I got time.
Most of the time I got time.
There you
go.
Tommy is free as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crystal, our fangirl. Shout out Crystal.
Shout out Crystal.
Crystal's Creations.
Crystal's Creation.
What's up?
Yeah, this weekend, my buddy Justin and I, we do Adventures with Brett and Justin. So if you want to see all that craziness, check me out on Snapchat, BDK64. This past weekend we broke a 4-wheeler, got stuck, shot some guns.
I just hung out with a one-armed dude all week.
You did, yeah. But you were kind of one-armed dude all weekend too.
Yeah, so. I was pretty much. It was so weird. We go out in public together, dude. People were like, "Holy shit."
I know, I bet, huh?
We look
like this guy only has one arm.
I made a snap, and I thought it was perfect. Like we look like Sid's toys off Toy Story. Like we're
you broken legs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody just like ripped my legs off, ripped his arm off. Like
took like a G.I. Joe and put it on.
It looks like his
Mr.
is just
Potato
gone.
Head.
Like how is he alive? Right? How is that possible? Somebody check his.
I was wondering if he could take like a big breath. So I was wondering because it just like, sorry, Luke.
I'm so sorry, Luke.
I was wondering that. So okay, so that's another thing. If y'all have questions, because I know there's like a lot of able-bodied people that have questions about like, and like I said, I feel like this will be more of a next week question too. Is like top 5 questions, definitely in the top 5 is. Oops.
That's a question from Twitter.
Oh, you can read that.
Okay.
But definitely top 5 questions is sex questions. So we'll get into that next week once we have a girl, because like we just have dude opinions.
Ooh, good one. This is actually a pretty good one. Okay, how many times a day do they have to wait when someone is using the handicap restroom?
Oh,
because
man.
I know I use them, but never had a person in a wheelchair wait. Oh yeah, I've been waiting on it, and then dudes take their sweet ass times.
Them. Yeah, that's a good one. So I've been at the airport one time, and this is back in my drinking days. I don't really drink a whole lot anymore, but I had to catch a flight, and when you're in a wheelchair, when you can't. Once you're on an airplane, you're stuck on that seat. So like, if you've been drinking, you need to pee before you get on the plane. So like, I was like, oh shit, I've been drinking. I'm not paying attention. I need to pee real quick. Well, I go in the bathroom, and sure enough, some dude in there, right, changing clothes or some bullshit. Dude. Yeah. So like, I'm waiting.
Start knocking.
Well, like the plane's starting to load, and like, you know, when you're in a wheelchair, you got to get on first. If
you gotta check your chair.
Ordeal. Yeah. So I'm like beating on the door. I'm like, bro, I gotta pee. Like get the fuck out. You know. So. He finally gets out, but like, oh yeah, that happens a lot. Or like, but the funniest part is like when they come out and they're like, oh, so shocked because they're like, oh,
my bad.
I shouldn't be in here.
And I'm like, bro, they literally have like all these little stalls and then the one big
room, and they're probably cleaner than that one because everybody uses that.
Like, man, don't go in the big one, bro. No, like, don't go in the big one. Let me in there.
Yeah. Because I will shame you. When you come out, I will just stare you down, just all the way out.
All the way out?
All the way out, yeah.
I'll start knocking.
Like, oh, it's not. Me too, I've knocked. I make sure I got big feet, so I make sure my feet go underneath the door. So I can kind of like, oh, shit. His feet are not touching the ground, but they're like a metal thing's holding them. So.
But in that same sense, dude, like I've like been like holding the door in the bathroom for Angel, and he's been cathing himself, and people got to beating on the door, and I've like opened up like, hey, dude, you got a fucking problem? Like, chill.
See, that gets weird. So, like
because like it takes a while. It takes a while to
back in my drinking days, not all the bars have like the best bathroom situations.
Oh God, I couldn't even imagine. I never thought of that either until Jesus pissed in my truck.
Oh man, put it in my glass again. I think it's funny you do that, but
I hate him.
No, but it's a little tough sometimes. Like I know some of the bars like here in Houston, if you go down to like East Downtown, are a bit older, you know, and they have fairly decent accessibility, but like you said, you might have to have somebody hold the door shut for you, you know, and use like
porta potties.
Porta potties are the worst, man. I go in there just straight like this, hold my breath, because it's Houston, man. And you know that when you're using porta potties in Houston, it's usually in the summer, like some like cook off or something like that. It's about 400 degrees inside there, just poop and pee, man. It's terrible.
Little pop.
Yeah, I was about to say that's pretty loud. You kind of distracted me.
Good neck
I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but
you didn't hear it.
You didn't.
I bet you it picked it up.
It's not like you grabbed a bag of chips and just went.
Yeah, I want some ice cream.
Yeah, we got to take you to the hospital. We'll get you some ice cream at the hospital.
Well, I'm gonna get ice cream. No, I'm gonna get ice cream first, dude. Since we're going.
Well, you might want to eat, because if you got to have something done, they might not let you eat. So, what are you hungry for?
Whatever.
I'll buy.
In and out. In and out. Honestly, don't think they should let me out so fast. But
that's what I was thinking. I said, Dr. Brent.
Dr. Brent.
Dr. Brent is a real thing. Check him out, MD. I want to shout out to Ricky Stansel, you weirdo. He was the one that posted, if you want to go to our last YouTube video, post some weird shit because you're showing off.
Yes, why my nubs run even too, right?
Yeah. So why are your nubs?
I share one leg.
You say that again?
I share one leg.
You share one leg.
I was born with my tibia, I was born with my knee infused to my hip, and then my tibia infused to my knee. So this is a shin bone. This leg is just
like
this is just a shin bone.
Shin bone. Okay.
And this is just
so your knee is like by your hip.
I don't have my knee was up here, but I got a huge scar now because they took it out.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
You gotta get your phone.
So Ricky, you sicko, or Rick, whatever. Yeah. Now you know. That's why.
Now you know why my nubs run even. That's so weird that you called that out.
It was the dude that commented about like rubbing your nubs or something.
Oh, I'm so down.
That same person?
Oh, he likes how I rub my nubs?
Somebody. Did you see the YouTube comment?
Yeah, Ricky Stans.
PayPal, bro. PayPal. Cash at me. Come on. Let's get this going.
We gotta make that empire somehow. Cripple empire somehow. That's why I told you to cover it up.
Read it out loud.
Yeah, read that comment.
Okay, let's go to this. Jamie.
Jamie. I'm not a good reader, so I'll probably sound like an idiot.
He's got a big head to be a non-reader.
We were talking about this earlier, so I'm going bald, or not bald, but like receding hairline.
Oh,
situation.
you know what? Everybody has been asking me. Oh, sorry. I think I just chin checked this. Okay, so everybody has been asking me what books I've been reading since I've been injured. So I'm just going. My goal is to read 6 books in 6 weeks because I'm going to be in a cast for 6 weeks. So I'm going to just give everybody these books I'm reading. That way they can go ahead. And,
you are good. I was surprised that you're a reader. I'm not a reader at all. You probably don't know this, but I've read like 1 book in my whole life. For real. Like Charlotte's,
like Holes or something?
Charlotte's Web, third grade.
I hate my bow.
No, because they
Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
That's a great book, though.
Great book, yeah. But we were in 3rd grade. They said if we read it and we get a pizza party, so motivate me with food. I might read your book. Yeah. And I'm a big boy these days, so I like hamburgers and steaks. So.
Yeah. So right now I'm reading. I'm like in the middle of like 2 books or 3 books right now. One of them is Chasing Excellence by Ben Bergeron. The other one is Roots of Fight by what's the name? Kenny Vaughn, sorry. And then the third one is a Joyce Meyer book my mom gave to me, but I do not know the title right now. I gotta see.
Weren't you reading Laws of Attraction or something like that?
No, I was reading the Laws of Seduction. I've read 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah,
I've read that. It's pretty cool.
I take that back. I've read 48 Laws of Power. Yeah,
but you have to kind of read it as like a study guide. You can't read it.
Outshine the master.
Never outshine the master. Law number 1. It really is true. All right, so like on that one, you can't like. I thought I looked at it as like you couldn't read it always through. You kind of look. You kind of have to read it as if you would like the Bible, like patches of it. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're kind of going through, in a sense, and it'll kind of tell you what to do in that situation, or like who's the manipulator, who's the fuckboy, who's stories, whatever. Yeah.
It's good stuff though. It is kind of like Bible. That's kind of when I first listened to 48 Laws. Because I'm more of a listener and read along kind of guy, so I kind of read and listened on audiobooks. But that's how I kind of looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Bible.
It's just not the same, man. Like, I just like having that paper back in my hands. Like, something about it,
I have books that I haven't read. I bought them with the full intention of reading them, but I never read them.
And don't that just piss you off, though? They don't make you mad, dude?
It does. And it's sitting next to my nightstand.
And then, dude, and half the time, if you just crack it open for 5 seconds, you'll be in it for hours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
My attention span is so short. I'll fall asleep if I read for an hour.
Me too, dude. Like, I won't fall asleep, but I'll definitely find something else to do.
So that's my problem. That's why I can't read it. I'm like, the tree was, and I'm like trying to think about like what I'm eating for lunch and like what we doing the rest of the week.
Like the worst thing you could tell me to do is sit still. Literally. Like man, it's so hard for me, dude. I just can't take a chill pill and just sit. Like, obviously I'm climbing steps with a tore tendon and low on blood and whatever, dude. I just like, it's really, really hard for me just to chill. So
I was actually looking for a few topics today.
Okay.
Came across one. I was there's a quad on this spinal cord support group on Facebook that was looking to lose some weight.
Fasted cardio. Oh, you asking me?
Boom, yeah. So we were talking about this earlier too. Like I was saying, one of the best machines you can do is either row or a ski machine if you're in a wheelchair.
Man, a ski machine is a treadmill for a wheelchair user.
Best.
But now they have treadmills for wheelchairs. Whatever. Stephanie Hammerman has one. You see that?
No.
It's pretty cool.
The way I look at that, go outside. It's nice outside. Roll your ass around.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
But
if you're going to work out, skier machine.
Skier's legit.
I love if a lot of people know what those are. Yeah, see, it's like it's like a
you get a lot of range of motion being in a wheelchair because you get that that full extension of your arms, your back, your lower back, and I've seen people literally go from like bobbleheads, like don't have any core strength at all. Yeah, absolutely none at all.
Yeah.
To like skiing like really hard. Like, man, Jessie was one of the ones that was just outrageous to me because she had like literally no experience lifting weights.
Yeah.
Was just like one of those girly girls, and she got in a wheelchair, dude. So imagine like somebody that went from zero.
Yeah.
Like, so everything, like literally all I had her do for the first like couple months was just ski. Just because like I seen it working, dude. I was like, man, this thing is actually working. So if you're a quad or if you're somebody just getting into the fitness program and you want to do a little bit more, like want to do some cardio, buy a ski erg machine, man.
Yeah. They're not that expensive. That's the best thing you can do.
Get a Concept 2. Spend the money on a Concept 2. Don't get anything cheaper. Trust me.
Get the real deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the ski erg.
Me too. It's good stuff.
I hate jogging, and so it's just a really good way to get your heart rate up.
Quick and fast,
like, warm up, especially if you're like me having like.
Oh, dude.
Oh, but the skiers
first day I got one. I got that for free for two. All I paid was for taxes for that.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, my boy sent it to me. Like he was like, but he was like a millionaire. He was like, bro, you need one. He was like, it's the best way to build your engine, right? And I was like, well, like dang, I want one now. He's like, I'm gonna send you one. And I was like, they're like $800. He's like, but he spent $28,000 that night we went out. So I think the $800 skier wasn't nothing to him. So he sent it to me, and then the first day I made myself throw up like 2 or 3 times, dude, because I was just like, this is awesome, because I never experienced cardio like that. Like I never got to just get that burn.
Well, it's like a muscle cardio.
Yes, yeah.
Like I've gotten so sore on that where I couldn't get back on my truck. I couldn't transfer out of my just worn out. Yeah,
ain't that the shit that nobody sees? It's awesome.
I feel like I'm like this because my muscles all swollen.
Yeah, people just think like, oh man, I was born strong, and like also they don't see like me like
hard work comes
they don't see me just like chilling, trying to get up in my truck and just having like 5 dudes from Fitness Connection help me in because I worked out so hard. Like,
well, that's another thing too. I don't know about you. I think you're probably the same way. Is like I kind of make things harder on myself just because I know it'll make me better. You know,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I could have like
my mom
a van
did
I
that.
roll
My
into.
mom let me like crawl and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what makes you better. You know, pushing yourself, be a little tougher than the other person. You know?
Did your parents really try to like coddle you at first?
Not really. No, my parents were pretty good actually. Like looking back on it, like they were as hands on as I wanted them to be. But they were as hands off as I wanted them to be too. So like I said, I was kind of knew from the get go that I needed to do all this on my own for the most part, you know.
So you kind of caught wind quick.
Yeah, because I would get a little bit lazy, be like, hey, will you hand me that? And it's like, if I'd have just like got up and moved over. So like I got out of that, and then once I got out of that, just
I get lazy when I get like girlfriends.
Lazy, yeah.
I notice I get kind of lazy.
I've always had like lazy girlfriends, so I've always been the one cleaning. So.
Well, my last one was like a G. She never complained about nothing. Went up the stairs, like I got the like never complained about nothing. So like I did get lazy. Like I was like to the point where like I would get my own chair. Like I got kind of lazy, But like now I'm back into the routine of like putting it in and out. Well, not now because my arm is like pretty much tore off.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah, better than ever.
I'll be back. I asked doctors like, do you think I could bench press 505 pounds a year from now? Because like the Arnold is like almost like identically a year, or like right there, right? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but if you want to do something amazing, so like look at where he is now, like he can barely move his arm. Look at the Arnold. What was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where you were in Ohio or whatever, doing what are you doing, like handstands with your wheelchair?
Yeah, I knew I was injured. I knew my elbow was infected, but like, dude, like it's still. I mean,
internal bleeding.
No, I didn't know about none of that. Of course not. You know, like if I'd have known to have made stuff, like if I was like internally bleeding, I would never win.
But
you know,
like no, it would be.
But like the dude already bought. I mean, the guy that invited me already bought my plane ticket, my hotel room, and then like that stuff happened to me like kind of. Like,
yeah, well, then
a week away from that, so I was like, "Dang, like I can't just like cancel on them now, Yeah. And I want to stick to my word and like fulfill like every thing I'm gonna say I'm gonna do. So if I say I'm gonna do pull-ups on the bar or some cool gymnastic stuff, like I want to fill that out,
Yeah, you should have got like those Instagram dudes and got some of them fake plates, For real, they're like they're like 45s, but they're really like 5 plates.
Well, I did a bar muscle up with a wheelchair on me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because you were telling me they were one
like with a broken elbow and a broken sternum.
Well, so you tell me they were wanting to pay you to go like bench what, like 405 or something for reps or something like that?
I was supposed to go 405 for reps on an animal cage, and dude, I came real close to it because like, man, like if you're
with a broken sternum, a torn tricep.
I didn't know my tricep was torn. But like, I mean, the animal cage is like the all-time epic,
the strongest of the strong go in there and do heavy shit,
dude. It's like if you get invited to lift an animal cage, it's something to a powerlifter, right?
Yeah,
like it's
sure.
And I've already been invited to lift there twice, but my first time I hit 500 in there, I wasn't even invited. Like I was just sitting outside the cage like a sad puppy, and like a whole bunch of benchers like already kind of like knew of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, like James Strickland. I was like, James, man, get me in, please let me hit 500 in this. Like, yeah, Swim Shack, or whatever, Like, he's going on a 700-pound bench himself, like at like a body weight of 295, 300. So shout out to Strickland, dude. Yeah, he's a G. But I was like, let me, get me in. Sure enough, dude, he was like, man, you got like 10 minutes. Do you want to do a rep test, like a body weight rep test, or do you want to max out? I was like, who the hell wants to see a body weight rep test? Let's put 500 pounds on this bitch, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, put my sleeves on, put my other, and I had a girl that went with me at the time, so she was kind of like up on the dumbbells recording, and dude, the place went nuts. Like it was so cool, dude. Everybody was like shaking my hand, like hit me on the back. But I feel like I made more of an impact the second time I went because I was invited, and I went for 505, and I didn't get it, but I went for it, I think another 2 times after that, and everybody was like, man, shout out to the heart. And I came back and I still hit 315 for like 14 or 15 reps after that.
Yeah.
So
the fact that you can give it like a serious shot at that is pretty badass. That,
but man,
most people would snap their arms trying to like pick that off the rack, you know?
It's crazy how like I thought like 500 was like the epic unattainable goal, and then now like I'm at 500, I'm thinking like that's really not even elite status anymore.
See, I can't even like I think most I like 335, some 315.
It's really not even elite status anymore. Like I mean, once you're working up to 550, 530, yeah, now you're talking. Now you're getting up there, dudes. Right? Yeah, now you're getting there. But I mean, people that bench press 500 pounds. There's tons of them.
Well, it's like in the cripple world. There's some strong dudes. We may not be able to bench much, but like you showed me earlier, like some of the stuff that some of these guys like.
Oh yeah, Woody Belfort, Joshua Rucker. All the other guys.
Rucker, I seen that dude do some crazy stuff for like a para.
Go back to your question about a quad during cardio and what's the best way to lose weight. I would suggest you get a ski erg, or if you cannot afford a ski erg, I would do fasted cardio. I'd wake up in the morning without having any calorie intake at all. Maybe a little bitty cup of coffee, no sugar or cream at it. Pop that sucker. Do you about 30, 35 minutes of cardio. Then eat your first meal, then do your weight trainings later on that evening. I promise you, you'll drop some weight.
Well, key is just burn more than you take in.
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
pretty simple.
That simple of an answer, but people look for every simple fix in the world.
Everybody wants to eat. You don't have to.
My mom will literally do a shake weight other than listen to me. She will do anything in the world besides listen to me as far as fitness goes. And
you kind of know what you're doing.
I kind of know what I'm doing.
That's what you do for a living, right?
But I've been doing it for like a long time.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this? So you say your first job was
personal trainer.
Personal trainer, but like what? How long ago was that? What were you like?
When I was 17.
17.
17. Yeah, I started training at Sound Fitness, then Fitness Connection, then opened, but I joined DNA Athletics. I became a co-owner of DNA Athletics. Opened up CrossFit Uncontested, like right next door to it. And just kept going, and now I'm training at my house, and I love training at my house, though, man. Because
I like going over your house and watching, like, you get trained kids, you train like older people, younger people, boys, girls,
and it's the same language with everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It does not change.
You got 3 boys out the other day. Just
I feel like people look at me as like a feel-good trainer.
Probably, yeah,
dude,
probably.
And I'm not that dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to make you feel good. I'm about to, like, kind of, like, cuss. Like, I'm about to, come on, let's go. Like, I can't stand training people, and I can't stand when it seems like I want this more than you want this. If I feel like I get that vibe from you, then I don't want to train you.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think it's cool that the kids are around you too. Like, I was never around disabled people as grown up. Like,
and they love
no
me.
offense. Like, I thought like all disabled people when I was growing up were older, like had some mental issues. Because like I grew up in a small town, and that's all they had was just like old people. They weren't like cripples like me where I'm from, you know.
Yeah.
So I just thought that's how it was. But there's no. I mean, I'm still a weirdo, but there's normal people.
I remember my grandpa used to tell me when he first told me, like, everybody's that's like legless, either he's a watch out for the railroad tracks. He's a lot of legless people have gotten away from the railroad tracks, right? And he made me believe this, dude, because like so like the first cripple I met, like in the whole adaptive scene, pretty much was Ozzy. He's a legless dude, double amp, and he lost his
biggest
legs.
badass, our secret weapon. Yeah. Shout out D3 Hot Wheels will come to Chicago, kick some ass a couple weeks with our secret weapon.
That is awesome. He's back on the team.
He's our secret weapon.
Yes, I love Ozzy.
Totally. Houston Hot Wheels, D3 representing, gonna kick some ass.
Representing, man. I've not been on that team in a couple of years, but when I was,
fix your paw up and get you back out there.
Man, I cannot wait to get back out there.
We'll watch out next year, folks. We got a few. I know we got Joey coming back in town. Joey's gonna be on our team, hopefully. I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm putting you on the blast right now, Joey. You'll be on our team.
I've got a couple questions on my Instagram. People have asked me why wouldn't I date a chick in a wheelchair? Would you date a chick in a wheelchair, Brent?
So I thought about this. I'm initially gonna say no, because like I'm kind of like you, like somebody got to take care of my ass one day.
But what if somebody swept you off your wheels?
But I'm not opposed to it. I would. I just think logistics would be interesting, you know.
Like, would you have to take 2 cars?
She'd have to be smoking hot though.
Yeah, I'm saying
smoking
like
hot,
yeah,
for sure.
She'd have to look like Megan Fox in a wheelchair or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And be funny.
She'd have to be super cool because, man, it would.
But she'd have to be kind of strong because I'm not picking her ass. Like, she's like, honey, I fell. I'm like, get your ass up, you know?
Are their legs always? Are your legs always cold, or do they get hot?
Yeah, my legs always cold. I think they're. I don't know. Touch them. Touch it.
Touch it.
They'll probably get people going too. Oh,
It's pretty cold.
pretty cold. So maybe it's cold. I don't know. I
So
feel like they're normal.
is your wiener cold?
I don't know. I feel like my wiener's like it can be hot and cold, just depending on the time of
You
know.
ever get your like nuts stuck to your.
The reason
Do I do okay? So like I don't have like a lot of feeling, but my balls like
Take
will
a
get
beating.
No, like basketball is perfect. Like I'll sit down, like you know, you kind of slide in your basketball wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
My balls
Can't
will just
stand
get like smush. Like it's like a like
Mine too.
Oh, it's bad.
No, mine too.
Like you'll see me, you'll see me
Mine
in like
too.
the middle of a basketball game, just like I don't give a shit. I can have
Yeah.
the ball. I will throw the ball out and unclick and start.
Yeah, dude.
rearranging
I don't
myself
give a damn because like that'll make you play like shit.
Like the way I look at it, I can't feel a lot down there, but if I can feel it, it fucking hurts.
And
It's
I
gotta feel
bet you,
bad.
I bet
Yeah.
you it's messing with your shot too. Like because it's messing with your body.
I just suck at shooting anyway. That's just
Because I mean, do you start like spazzing them out when your body experiences something bad?
yeah.
Because I remember
But
when
I hear
Jesus
that
broke his
that's-
toe.
So I was reading an article like last Olympics that they were saying that that's a performance enhancer in the wheelchair racing, smashing your balls to make you go faster.
Just punching them.
Yeah. It like gets your adrenaline going, like because a lot of those guys can't feel it. It just gets them like,
What did you do? Start smashing their nuts?
yeah, smash their balls.
Like wham.
yeah,
wham.
I guess like riding a bull, you know, gets the bulls like all turned up, you know.
Yeah.
I love a smash. I
Vice
think it's
script,
like
a vice
like
script.
smashing them.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try that before a workout. So
I'ma just
Get you
just
turned.
Thump my nuts.
Don't you?
Just thump my nuts and.
Yeah. Yeah. That might not work. It might be
remember-
counteractive to what you're kind of
I
doing.
remember, dude. Like I went back to Fitness Connection just to go in a sauna not too long ago. Right. This is like a couple
I hate
months
saunas,
ago.
man. Pass
Well,
out
like
time.
man, I mean, at the time I was just like, dude, I need something. Like I wasn't doing a lot of cardio, and I was like, I just want like
Yeah.
detox my body or whatever. This dude was there that I guess knew me from when I worked there. He was like, "What's up, man? You're back or whatever, right?" Like he sounds like Ronnie Coleman for real. He's like a bigger black dude. He's pretty funny.
Lightweight.
And he was like, "Man, I couldn't get a boner for 10 years because I used to inject them steroids in my nutsack."
That's it.
And I was like, "Dude, what?"
Would you inject steroids in
I was
your
like,
nutsack?
"Why would you inject steroids in your nutsack?" He was like, "That was the way to go."
That's the way to
And
go.
I was like, "There you go, dude."
Straight to the source, huh?
I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, I
Imagine how
just
swole they
no
get.
way.
You know,
And he wasn't paralyzed or nothing. Like, he's an able functioning dude. Like, he
I
felt
paralyzed
it.
balls, man.
Oh, I can imagine.
He's a tough fella. Jeez Louise.
Tough fella.
Jeez. What were we talking about?
Shrivel up nose. No. We got off
way
track.
off subject.
Talk about
Balls.
spasming.
Yeah, spasm.
Spasmin, yeah.
Oh yeah, you said it helps performance enhancer squeezing nuts.
That's what they said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to like go to the Olympics. I was thinking I got to find like I know there's a lot of people out there like searching for that one sport to go to the Olympics, and
How is
I'm
weed
not-
performance enhancing?
What's that?
How is weed performance enhancing?
Man, you know what? I really don't think weed is well, it depends on the situation.
Guess recovery.
I don't think recovery. I don't think I think it makes you weaker. I really do. I think it does. Maybe for like if you got like the high CBD
Well,
content. but
won't it
not-
lower
not
your
like the
testosterone or
good-
something like that? It'll lower
Probably.
your testosterone,
Probably.
right?
I feel like it make you weaker. Heard of that? Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know.
Well, that's
But,
why.
like,
That's
there
why
is-
all them hippies, man, skinny,
True.
skinny hippie. Like Jackie tries to get me to do it on it stuff. I hate on it all the time.
What's on it?
On it Academy, like
I don't know what that is.
it's just like the steel maces workouts, like the lunges and like,
Oh, I
all
got
it-
you. Yeah.
like whatever. But I was
got
like,
you.
Jackie, I don't have long hair and I'm not skinny.
You got a man bun.
I was like, you need a man bun
You
and
need
a
a man
6-pack to
bun.
do that. I ain't got either one. I was like, I'm getting a mullet, but other than that, I ain't
Oh
getting a man
yeah.
bun.
So we need to get all the cripples out there to grow mullets. It's a thing
Yeah.
now.
Can we please get some people
Everybody.
other than me in wheelchairs growing some
I'm
mullets
just trying to
out there?
grow hair. Period. So I'm.
All
I don't
I'm
know if I'll
doing
go
is
the mullet route, but
I'm letting it grow out for another 6 weeks, and then I figure as soon as I get the side shave, it's
I said,
mullet then.
I feel like you could get
It's
like
labeled,
a
right?
skullet right now, and then we can just mold that into a mullet eventually. Let's do like a one on the side. And just like
But I want an actual
it
mullet.
all
I don't
in
want
back.
like a mohawk mullet. People have been trying to make them cool. I want like a Billy Ray Cyrus mullet.
you got some hair on top. I was saying, man, you're good. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you're like a one on the side away from being a mullet.
I'm getting one, dude.
So sounds
I
good.
cannot
That
wait.
is-
I
that's
think
sweet.
for it to officially be a mullet, it's gotta like have hang time.
It's got a curl?
Off of your
Oh,
hang
I'm
time.
getting a perm.
time.
I'm getting a
Oh,
perm.
hang time.
There's no point of getting it unless I have a perm.
No, see, I like
permanent.
long wavy
Go to your
mullets.
mom's hairdresser.
A permanent.
No, I like long wavy mullets.
No,
Not-
I like-
not a
I like
perm
sc-
one.
I like
Jerry
scrunchy.
curl type,
No, just like a little curly, long enough to curl in length. You know,
like that.
dude. If I could smack this microphone with my mullet, I'll be happy.
You will Billy
Like
Ray
just
Cyrus in that,
smack this mullet.
huh? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd drive me nuts. I always want to have long hippie hair. Just it's not made for me. Yeah. But I'm probably gonna have to shave my head at some point. Yeah. It's bad. It's not bad. Yeah. Well, it might be inevitable. But anyway, back to the Olympics thing and ball smashing. I'm thinking about
sit down volleyball.
No, we gotta find. I gotta find like a. I want to go to Japan. We got a few years to figure this out.
Tokyo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Well, let's get me on a sit down volleyball team.
I was thinking, you'd be good sit down volleyball.
Great.
I've tried fencing. I was thinking fencing would be good, but it's very frustrating, man, because I can't just knock the shit out of somebody. You know.
You can't whip them. You got to poke.
Yeah, and I hear they can talk trash too. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's like saber and then some other like the saber's one. It's like whack-a-mole where you like hit somebody on the head with a sword.
I would love that.
One.
Like wait.
Yeah, that's like the strong people one. The other one's like you do like sword fighting, and I don't like sword.
Is there a lot of technique that goes in that? Honestly,
maybe I haven't played enough to where.
I hope we're not offending people that just like go.
No, if y'all are
answer the question. I don't know.
You call it, let us know. We're dumb. We would like to know. Because we're trying to get in the Olympics, so if we can beat you guys.
I feel like put me on a sit-down volleyball team, I'll win you a medal.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody on their butt as fast as me.
Maybe that's the competition we should do. Like, who could be, like, see if...
Who could beat me on their butt?
No, just let's see if, like, somebody's out there that's like, hey... See if
another WPT?
Yeah, or whoever. I'm willing to take on anybody. I might fail, but I'm willing to try once.
Okay, I got you.
So hit us up.
I just want to, like, wrestle somebody who's, like... I want to wrestle Khabib or somebody and see how, like... Because, man, our weights are... similar. Like I'm like on a good day 155, you know, when I've got my weight on me. He's 145, maybe 155 walking around. So let's wrestle, and I want to see if I can do anything with him, or he would just tie me up like a human pretzel, put my nub behind my back.
Well, you might get off because you have no legs. You might be able to not have nothing to hold on to.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, who knows? I wonder how to.
You know what? Hey, that's you. You might be like have a niche where these guys like try to pin you down. They can't. You know.
Yeah.
It's like if you can pin Zack down, you're the man.
Did you notice that Luke shared that video again? Luke shared that video. Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Luke, my boy, one arm.
One arm.
Yeah. Come on, man.
If y'all haven't
you gotta get with these cripples.
If you Google the machine, it's out there.
No, it got taken down like first hour, and it had 8,000 views in the first 13 minutes.
8,000. Yeah, I think it was like 300,000 when I seen it.
I was like, oh my goodness! Like we started like just uploading it. I was like, golly.
Yeah, there's a video out there of Cripple guy fighting.
He was like, why have I not seen this yet? This is awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Yeah.
I was like, cool. All right.
I just wish the guy's face would have been in it, so he could have been like shamed forever.
Forever. Yeah. I feel like, how do you win that? If you beat me up, if you beat me up, you beat up a legless dude. If I win, you got beat up by a legless dude.
Yeah. It's a lose for him.
Yeah. So that is a double whammy.
Double lose on that.
Yeah. One. I've had a dude like I've like hit some dude, and then he went to the bouncer before, and the bouncer was my friend Ben. And he was like, man, he knocked out my tooth. Ben was like, well, what do you want me to do? Go whoop a legless dude's ass? Or like, he's like, dude, like, I don't know what to do for you, son. Like, but it was so funny. He's like, I knew Ben for a while. He's like one of my boys. He's best friends with Nate, and that's my workout partner.
Yeah, you and Nate.
So so before I even knew Nate, like Ben's told him that, hey man, that guy's a little rowdy. Watch out.
Like, a little rowdy.
Yeah. Nate dog, man. I work out with a 43-year-old man every single day in a little 15 by 12 room that like you barely can fit us in there.
What's
and
funny
we
is
get it in.
Yeah, what's
we
funny
like get it in.
Everybody sees on Instagram thinking like you're at some huge gym, but like you're literally just in like a room in your house. Yeah, it's tiny.
It's tiny.
Yeah, you can't fit like more than 2 wheelchairs in there.
It's like this.
I can barely do a burpee in there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
6'1", and when I do a burpee, I hit shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I train tons of people that do like step ups, so they got like duck down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, it works, dude.
It works. That's all you need. Like you said, you got a skier in there. You got
I got everything I need. Like, I mean,
rack.
if I want cardio, I can go outside. I can push my wheelchair. I got a sled outside. So I got like weird objects like D-balls. I feel like if you're going to have a home gym, the little necessities are just, like sets of dumbbells, a barbell, a rack. I would get some D-balls because I feel like it works your midline so good as being somebody in a wheelchair. But man, like that's it really, and like some sort of cardio equipment.
Yep.
But you really don't need much, dude. You really don't need a lot to get started. And once you get started, then you're going to want to keep on adding on and buy like little stuff here, and it gets real fun then. Yeah. And you got like enough equipment to work out 2 or 3 people for it at the same time.
Yeah, gym equipment's cheap. Well, cheapish.
Whew, yeah. Dumbbells like are pretty cheap. I mean, dumbbells are pretty expensive.
They're pretty pricey, but
yeah. Shout out to Fitness Depot for hooking me up with most of my gear, most of my workout.
Yeah, they do have a bunch of stuff. I know a bunch of gyms around here. Dub's Place. I know they get their stuff.
Yep. They filled out Dub's Place. So Fitness Depot is awesome. Way to go. I'm giving them a shout out, dude. They've hooked me up more than once. So
hook him up again. Don't be
please.
Yeah.
Rehab equipment.
Yeah, there you go.
Rehab equipment. I need a 125-pound ball now.
25-pound ball.
Yeah, that 100 is getting a little light.
I know. I see that at your house. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm picking that up.
I had 125, but I sold it.
Yeah, the 100. I couldn't even pick up the 100 whenever I first started working out.
Oh no, I didn't. I traded it.
Pick up the 80.
Oh,
and then I started throwing that 100 over my shoulder, and I was like,
no way.
Zach, I like this. Like,
Yeah, bro. Hey, there's nothing that makes you feel like a man more than heavy
100
bench
pounds.
press and throwing a heavy ass D-ball over your shoulder
Lifting
like a
heavy stuff,
lumberjack.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like it gets me so
lumberjack.
amped up. Just like going like a quick workout, like 10-to-1. If you
Yeah.
don't know what I mean, you do like 10 reps on the bench. You do 10 reps of D-ball over your shoulders. 9 reps, 8, all the way down to 1 or whatever. Like something like that, real simple. 2 movements will get that heart rate jacked, and
Yeah.
I love those, dude. Those are like
all I
my
need.
jams.
your biceps feel great afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah, and that's a good wake up call, dude, for life because the ball's like 80 pounds. So if you got somebody that has kids, I'm like, bro, how much your kids weigh? And then they're like, man, 95 pounds. I'm like, so you're telling me if your kids were in a fire, you couldn't get them out of this room right now? That's pathetic. And then people will get like, all right, they'll get mad and start like
serious,
tossing it around. But you have to put something like put a situation like that that's going to make them vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, or they'll never get.
I can't lift that. I'm like, oh really?
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Like I've called somebody out, dude. I've trained him for free, and then he wasn't giving me everything he had. At the
Man,
time.
that's one thing I tell people a lot is that I feel like a lot of people will turn a physical or they'll take a make a mental disability into a physical thing. You know,
Absolutely.
You know, like just because they think they're
What is your physical
disabled.
disability?
Yeah,
It's all in your head. I
Yeah.
mean, it depends on how disabled you think you are.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
You can do
I really
anything.
truly believe it. Even though it's cliche and it sounds kind of stupid to some people, like, I know that, they have like the memes that say the biggest disability is a bad attitude. It's really the truth,
It's
though,
true,
man. Like, think about
100%.
how 100%
Yeah,
true
if you
that
get
is.
in your head that you're crippled, you're gonna be crippled.
Yes, if you get in your head that I can do that, I can make that happen, dude. Like, who would have thought that I would be playing in a wheelchair? Not
Yeah.
a wheelchair dodgeball league, but a trampoline dodgeball league. I don't have legs. Like, I have to jump with my hands, catch them all, or
Right.
catch my hands, throw. And I'm out here like we're making it to the semifinals and stuff
Right.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I never would and I never thought I couldn't do nothing. I never looked at a situation and thought like, man, I'm too crippled. I can't do that. Like, nah, bullshit. Either I would try it or my mom would make sure I tried it.
Right.
Like, for real.
Yeah, when I first got hurt, I looked at it, I was like, well, I guess this is just life. Life's an adventure, and this is just an adventure I'm taking.
That
and
is badass. Yeah, that mindset, man.
You just got, it's like MacGyver. I just looked at life as like, we got a MacGyver situation, we got to MacGyver our way out of it.
What advice?
All you
would
youngest probably don't even know what MacGyver is, but he's a badass. He was
What-
like Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris.
If you had to give any advice to somebody that's newly injured, get the same injury as you, what would your advice be?
Don't stop. And I know that's kind of like cliche to say, but and when I say don't stop, like I was pretty active in sports. I didn't stop like living my life and doing stuff. I was still kind of out there, but I stopped playing sports. Like I didn't do anything. Like whatever you were doing before, keep doing it. You know,
Yeah.
and then
They
do
literally
more
have
stuff.
They literally have every sport in the world.
Every sport, yeah. And there's probably crap that we can invent. You know,
Dude, they got lacrosse in wheelchairs now,
Yeah,
and
we'll
it is
try that.
getting huge. Like,
I just think
big.
it's kind of like logistically kind of an interesting.
Dude, it's legit though. They're getting.
Yeah, but how
good.
you like
They move.
hold
They
on your lap,
I
and then
mean,
you roll, and then you're like.
You do tennis, don't you? Same
I
thing.
did do tennis, yeah.
Same thing.
What if I get my stick in my spoke though?
And that's your fault. I
It's
don't
tough.
know.
I didn't think about that. That'd be a little tough to do.
But double amputees are kind of like owning the game on that one too. Like,
Yeah, you double amputees, y'all are. What's that?
It's like-
what's
it's
that?
like one of the
Shout out
best
to
will-
what-
it's- it's
I
like
think the Knicks won the D1 basketball, which is probably no shocker.
God, Pat Anderson.
Pat Anderson,
Jesus.
just the biggest badass there is on a wheelchair.
Pat Anderson, man. He's
If y'all
the
have
goat.
if y'all never seen Pat Anderson, go get on the Google machine, look up Pat Anderson. This dude can get in his wheelchair, pop up on one wheel, pop the wheel off, throw it in a circle. I think he
Shoot
does
a
some,
free throw, probably.
He was shooting some shit and doing some other fancy stuff, and then grab the wheel, put it back on, set back down.
The dude is impressive, man. He literally I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, he handles the ball
Like impressive.
so hard, like rough. Like every dribble is so fast and
Yeah.
hard. You know,
I've
like,
seen that dude play
boom,
a couple
boom, boom.
times, and I've never seen anybody like shoot the ball and make it go exactly where he wanted it.
Oh,
every
dude, he was
time.
on fire. He could not be
Passes,
stopped.
Amazing passes. His chair control is just out of this world.
Were you watching the game?
Yeah.
How many times did he get in the lane?
It
could not
he's a
stop
beast. No, and like he gets there quick. Like it's
So fast.
and he's so tall. I want to be like him.
Yeah,
one day.
shout out Pat Anderson,
Yeah,
man.
shout out.
I used I've never played against him, but I've always wanted to. You know, so I've always wanted to see if I can like up my game a little bit when I'm playing against him, or do I just like does a master outshine the student? He just mollywops me because I'll foul out before I get embarrassed. I ain't gonna lie. I'll tell him that up front. I'll foul out before I just get embarrassed.
Get like, handsy over there.
Yes, I'm sorry, dude. I ain't just like you ain't about to just run up 40
Right.
points on me. I'm about to be kicked out the game. That way you ran up 40 points on me.
No, that dude, it's amazing. I've seen a couple guys. There's some guy that was Colombian. We got a lot of Colombians here in Houston that come up here and play basketball. They had one that was like 7 foot tall.
Oh yeah,
amputated.
Rodney.
Is that? Yeah, I think it's
Rodney.
his name. Yeah.
Super long torso.
Yeah,
Dude,
dude's
he
freaking
is
huge, man.
so
He played
tall.
in like Turkey.
In a wheelchair, he's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like sitting in a wheelchair, he's that tall. It's ridiculous.
Yep, there's some interesting folks out there. Yep.
But that should cover all our topics of Cripple Couch Talk. Thank you for tuning in for our second episode. Big shout out to Performax Wheelchairs. Big shout out to Keurig Coffee, Buc-ee's, America, Mullets, hashtag Cripple Couch Talk.
Beautiful women.
Beautiful women.
Yeah. That's it.
Beautiful women.
That's it. Yeah. Shout out, check you out on Instagram.
Mildred.
Mildred will be on next week.
Mildred.
Don't leave us high and dry, Mildred. We need the ladies' point of view.
And tell you the truth, if you're a girl in a wheelchair or a disabled girl and you want to be on the podcast and you're coming into the Houston Expo, the Abilities Expo in Houston, I think in April.
Yeah,
let me know what days you're going to be in town because I would love to have you on.
Was it April? They
Yeah.
have an April this year?
I think
It's
so.
like next month? I think it's August.
I think it's April, dude.
Well, we'll find out and we'll let you guys know, and then we'll do something cool.
Oh, you might be right.
I think it's August.
You might be right.
Either way.
I was just talking.
It's coming up, but we might be able to do like a booth situation or something there. I might know a few people.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I would love to have a girl in a wheelchair on the show. I can't wait to have Mildred next week.
Yeah, be cool. So that's it. Check him out on Instagram, Pitbull Ruhl.
Pitbull Ruhl.
Brent David Key.
At Brent David Key. Hey, like I said, look us
share,
up.
subscribe. Everywhere you can find podcasts, you can find us.
Spotify,
iTunes,
Anchor, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram slightly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us topics next time. Leave some comments. Shout out to that Rick dude again for leaving another weirdo comment about his nub or something about me, whatever.
Made my
It's
day,
entertaining.
Rick. Made my day, Slick
we
Rick.
giggled about it. So do it again.
I'm shaking my nub just for him all
There
day.
you go. Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Yep. All right, we're over now.